In this video, I'll show you how to complete a staircase based on a provided sketch. So here we can see in the corrective modelling task D5, delete the staircase and create a new one using the dimensions as per the exhibit below. So having opened up the model, we can just check that the grid lines that we have here, let's just switch on the identifier, the little bubble for the grid line. So this is J10, and we can see that in the instructions. So at the intersection of grids J10. So I've got a little sketch to create here, and I've already kind of created that just using either reference planes or using the lines tool. So we can say annotate detail line and just draw in some lines, or using the model line tools. Clicking on that will give us the dimensions out to the grid lines. Now, one of the things that we see within Revit quite a lot is if I click this line that I've drawn, I can go back to the sketch and we can see here from grid line 10 to that line it's 102 millimeters. So if I jump into Revit and I click on that, then we can edit this dimension here and that would force it to be 102. But what if we had this line here and we wanted to know the dimension out to the grid line? So we see it gives us this vertical line to the next vertical line. If I pan all the way down on the screen and click on that, what Revit does is really nicely is it ignores any of the vertical lines that are out the screen. So if that were 700 millimeters, for example, and now we'd be able to dimension to that. So bearing that in mind, that's the kind of tools that we can use here this time. So we have here, again, just double checking back to that. So we'll say that's 127 from grid line J, this little guideline. So I've got that as 127 millimeters, that's fine. If I click here, we can see 3 meters and 1 meter 177. So total length 4 meters 177. Yep, 4 meters 177 with a 3 meter stair run length, and then the rest of that will be a landing. So I've used the sketch just to create these little guidelines, and again you can use reference planes for that. So if we go up to architecture, there's reference planes, so we could use reference planes for that. Again, just the same thing, clicking on it and dimensioning it into position. One of the things that's kind of missing from a task then is what type of staircase. It says delete the staircase and create a new one, but doesn't tell us what type it is, so we'll just open the model and we'll just keep it set to that type. But if I go to stair, we'll just keep it as this type of stair then. Want to come back in and say, let's count the number of risers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So first thing we need to get right is desired number of risers. We'll go in and say 26 to that. Next thing is what's our run width. It's 1100 millimeters, so we can change that also. And again, just double checking, we're going from 0 up to first floor, for example. We're on exterior support left, and exterior support left looks right because we've got 102 millimeters to the exterior support left at that point. Which means obviously when I draw my line, it's going to give me from the outside of the stringer, it's going to give me the support in the way. So if we go and we pick that up, let's pick up that first point, and I'm coming down here to where the landing starts for the second point, and then I'm going to look for the next start point for the run to here. Okay, so some things to look at then. Looks a little bit off, so we'll say aligned dimension from here to here. How's our 1100 millimeters, which was the, if we go back and we can see 1100 millimeters is the outside size with 197 the in between. So what we need to know is with that one, let's go in and see annotate aligned. So we've got these dimensions here, so that's 50 millimeters and another 50 millimeters, so 100 millimeters. So we need to take that off of our staircase. So let's cancel this and we'll try that again. So we'll say architecture, stair, and we'll take that 100 millimeters off. So this time instead of 1100, we're going to say the actual run width is 1 meter. but again, make sure we get 26 in the desired number of risers. So again, I'll click that bottom left start point and up to where the landing takes place, and then back over to the other side of that. There we go. And if we say finish to that, we get a couple of things just to kind of edit within here, but we can do our dimensions and we'll see that that actually sits at the right dimension into here, but here doesn't. We can see the green line is actually showing. So what we can see is the green line still showing through, so the staircase obviously doesn't meet that. Now if we just jump in straight away and say align to that green line, let's align the exterior support. That was the railing. Align to that, the exterior support. What it does is it brings the whole staircase down, so even trying again to move that back up again, it moves the entire staircase. So what we have to do is, let's go into edit the stairs. So while we're still in editing the staircase, then we can do the same thing, but everything moves down. But this time, we can change where the start and finish of the stair comes back up again, just using the align tool. And if we say finish to that and go into our 3D model, what we're being asked to do is not use that railing on the exterior of the staircase, but we're being asked to change this railing as well. So going back in, it says ensure the new stair makes use of railing type 2 handrail on the inner side. So this is on the inner side of the staircase, and let's use type 2 railing.